exit poll can be a good entertainment because the range they have shown from say 60 to 120 or from 80 to 150. So it's a good entertainment till the counting day. What works is caste. So there was heavy polarization among caste and social groups against and for the ruling and opposition combined. So that also something which we need to work, which we need to look at, and which obviously will be very clear on the 23rd. Ruling Shiv Sena has got more votes and more seats than the unified Shiv Sena. It means that Shiv Sena has strengthened.
The Maharashtra Assembly election recorded a voter turnout of 65 to 66%, a 4 to 5% rise from previous elections. The RSS bolstered BJP support in urban areas while rural discontent over crop prices fueled high voting. Women voters turned out in greater numbers and caste polarization shaped voting patterns. The presence of two Shiv Senas and two Rashtrawadi Congresses added complexity, potentially impacting BJP and Congress fortunes. Final results in November 23 will reveal the extent of urban-rural divides and caste-driven dynamics shaping Maharashtra's political future. Here are 5 key takeaways from the Maharashtra Exit Polls.
Most fiercely fought Maharashtra Assembly election it's finally over, and exit polls are out. Around half a dozen agencies have and media channels have got into exit polls, and every exit poll can be a good entertainment because the range they have shown from say 60 to 120 or from 80 to 150. So it's a good entertainment till the counting day. So what this election means. So there are 5 things each and every sensible person should be looking at. Number one is voting percentage. Something like 65 to 66% voters cast their their ballot in yesterday's polls. So it's something like 4 to 5% rise over the last assembly election and recent parliament election. So what does that mean? It means there are 2 factors that seems to have worked. One is obviously RSS, which was out in open to bring out BJP. Obviously, RSS will be working for the BJP. BJP supporters to voting booth. That has worked, seems to have worked in at least in cities remarkably well for the ruling alliance. And also in Mumbai or in Pune and major cities, what election commission did was something very unique. They allowed to set up voting booth in large voting complexes. There are many gated communities in Mumbai and big cities. So voting booths were installed there. So that also helped have the more number of voters coming out. So this is one part. And secondly, what is work in higher voting percentage is extremely high voting in rural area. So that could be a matter of concern for the ruling alliance because there is a clear-cut rural-urban divide in Maharashtra in the recently fought election. So there is a discontent in rural areas, which is point number 2. Urban areas, urban middle class, they love to vote on caste and religion, especially the religion basis. So the batenge or katenge kind of sloganeering works in cities, but that hasn't worked in rural areas, which was seen fierce kind of a argument with political leadership over agricultural prices. There are 3 major crops which are witnessing financial or the return on the investment. One is soybean, second is onions, and third is cotton. So these regions, especially that are from Marathwada and Vidarbha, recorded high polling, and there was a large farmer angst against the ruling alliance. So that might go against the incumbent. So point number 2. Point number 3, it's again very interesting feature these elections are. There were a large number of women voters. And for the first time, I think, I don't remember the separate queues for ladies in polling, but this time there were separate voting arrangement for women. So there were a number of women standing in queue. So the most popular and populist scheme of the state government, Ladli Bahena, if that has worked well for the government, that might get reflected in total votes polled for the ruling alliance. So point number 3. The point number 4, it's again an interesting aspect. which is like a division. It is not only about the urban rural. It's also caste basis. That is Maharashtra is actually known for the division. Maharashtra division doesn't work. What works is caste. So there was heavy polarization among caste and social groups against and for the ruling and opposition combined. So that also something which we need to work, which we need to look at, and which obviously will be very clear on the 23rd. And the last and the most important aspect, what this election signifies is, and what we all should be looking at, is there are two Shiv Senas contesting elections, two Rashtrawadi Congress contesting election. So total number of seats of these two Shiv Senas are higher than what they were last time, and two Rashtrawadis, obviously. So one Rashtrawadi is on the ruling alliance, that is Saffron combined, and the opposition. So why it matters a lot? Because if ruling Shiv Sena has got more votes and more seats than the unified Shiv Sena, it means that Shiv Sena has gone up or has strengthened at the cost of someone else, and that someone else might be BJP. So similarly, if Rashtrawadi seats go up in the final counting and analysis, that means it must have, the gains must have come at the cost of Congress. So going ahead, this is very, very important. If BJP, how long BJP can allow Shiv Sena to grow on its own, at its own cost, and similarly, how long Congress will allow Rashtrawadi to make inroads in its own bastion. So these are the 5 points we all should be looking at on the 23rd, and these 5 points will set the Maharashtra's future course of political action.